The film begins with the usual scenes of a bustling Korean fish market. The main character, a muscular man named Kang, and his partner, Dong-seok, are at their new workplace. Both are former gangsters, and everything is going as usual. Stalls are filled with goods, porters, and the staff are hustling around. Kang and his partner are making a living and seem to enjoy what they do. At the end of their shift, the director, accompanied by Kang and 2 of his bodyguards, arrives at the market. They start harassing one of the tenants for delaying his payments. The tenant pleads for more time, but the director dismisses his request, saying he has already waited long enough. Their behavior resembles that of a mafia group. Kang and his partner watch the scene unfold from a distance and do not interfere. His partner notes that the director has been receiving goods without making any payments for a long time, but Kang has no desire to escalate the conflict. Both men bow respectfully when the director passes by. After finishing their work, someone proposes an urgent meeting. Together, Kang and his partner head to meet a successful entrepreneur named Lee and Director Park. They propose a supposedly profitable business opportunity. Both assure Kang and his partner that it's a safe investment, even more rewarding than gambling. The maximum waiting period is 6 months, and all their investments would be returned. The entrepreneur then reveals the goods, a giant crab and 5 other rare marine creatures. In the future, all of them will be shipped by boat to South Korea. Lee and Director Park promise to deliver such huge delicacies for sale, claiming that the market will easily absorb them. For a single crab, they estimate a price range of 200,000 to 300,000 won, an enormous sum for a former gangster turned porter. The business tycoon leaves the crab as a gift for Kang, making him feel the opportunity is foolproof. Lee assures them that porters will undoubtedly benefit from such an investment. Meanwhile, Kang's wife, Ji-soo, is doing everything she can to support the family. She works at 2 different jobs. In the evening, the couple meets and discusses their day. They look happy and care tenderly for each other, but they work so hard that they often eat dinner on their way home. It seems that the man, with a rich criminal past, has finally found his place in family life. Ji-soo is happy and grateful that he now leads a quiet and peaceful life. She wants their calm idyll to last and suggests that they take all their saved money and start a new life together. Kang doesn't reveal that he has already invested in the crab scheme. He just subtly hints that such a deal could be very profitable. It turns out this isn't his first venture. The ex-gangster's wife doesn't share Kang's desire for quick and easy money. To reassure her, he denies having any plans to get involved in risky business. The next scene takes place in the apartment of a man named Kim. Gangsters break in intending to kill him. His daughter, who comes home unexpectedly, saves him, but the mafia boss Kit and his henchmen take her hostage. Kim is left at home with a knife wound, desperate and alone. On their way back, Kit's car, driven by Dong-seok, crashes into Kang's car. Kang, worried, steps out and tries to reason with the driver that he will have to call the police. Kit, seated in the back, tries to conceal the kidnapped girl from view. The driver nonchalantly suggests they settle the matter out of court, but Kang insists on following the law. This makes the situation tense, but he maintains his composure. Seeing this, Ji-soo steps in. She immediately catches Kit's attention. He silently observes her from the back seat, smoking. When the issue is about to escalate into a call to the police, the mafia boss steps out and intervenes. Kit speaks politely to Ji-soo and apologizes to the couple. Kang responds that they'll handle everything with insurance and will contact them if necessary. He refuses to accept any money. Kang later approaches the director and asks for the money owed for the goods, but the amount is less than expected. Kang's business is not doing well. A month later, Kang is discussing the crab investment with Dong-seok. When they receive a long-awaited call, it turns out that the ship carrying the promised crabs is stuck in China. Their investments seem to have gone up in smoke. Their troubles deepen as they struggle to pay rent. When Kang's wife leaves the building, someone begins tailing her. That evening, the couple meets at a restaurant to celebrate Ji-soo's birthday. But the evening goes poorly. Ji-soo is willing to do anything to raise some money. Divorce offers monetary compensation, but Kang refuses, promising they'll find another way to solve their problems. He also tells her about his failed crab scheme. Ji-soo is so angry at him that she can't contain her emotions. On the way home, she doesn't answer his calls and only responds via text messages. She softens slightly later, but then something terrible happens. Kang, unaware that their home was broken into and Ji-soo was kidnapped, rushes back. But by the time he arrives, his wife is already gone. All he finds at home is chaos. The perpetrator is none other than Kit, who had crashed into their car a month earlier. He and his men took Ji-soo and transported her to an unknown location. The next morning, Kang sits at the police station, but the security camera at the crime scene had unexpectedly turned off during the abduction. Only a blurry license plate is visible. The police promise to investigate the case and keep Kang updated. Outside the police station, Dong-seok is waiting for Kang. He has found nothing either. Kang, desperate, notices a woman's handbag and a phone lying on the table in front of him. 40 minutes pass with no sign of anyone. Suddenly, the phone rings. Kit instructs Kang to open the handbag lying on the chair beside him, but such an exchange doesn't satisfy Kang. He thinks he sees Kit getting into a car near the restaurant. Kang rushes after him but catches the wrong person. He returns to the police, but they only reluctantly listen and brush him off. It has been 2 days since Jisoo was taken. The detectives, uninterested, tell him they'll reach out if there's any news. Kang notices several portraits of missing girls at the station and realizes he must act on his own. That evening, he visits the director again, demanding compensation, but gets no cooperation. Angry, Kang beats down the entire crew. Even the toughest bodyguard cannot withstand the onslaught. Taking his money, Kang and Chung-sik visit an old friend, a private investigator. Kang offers all his savings while Chung-sik adds a portion of his share to motivate him. The investigator agrees and immediately finds a promising lead. He points it out to Kang and they head straight to the location, a well-kept house. But once inside, they find no sign of Jisoo or the kidnappers. Kang confronts a man who admits he sold information for just 500, unable to pay his debts. He provides them with an address where people exchange license plates for the Mafia. They head to the parking lot where they are led into a hidden storage area connected to an underground casino. Soon, a well-dressed woman approaches them and thinks they are police officers. The detective tries to handle the guards but is quickly overwhelmed. Kang intervenes, creating havoc. The woman has no choice but to reveal that every 2 to 3 months, license plates are transferred. She gives Kang a business card of the supposed kidnappers. When they reach the address, it's another dead end. The business was legit, but card was just an old lead. In desperation, Kang steps outside and notices a man leading 3 scantily dressed women out of a minivan. He realizes that the driver might be connected to his wife's disappearance and glances into the vehicle. His suspicion is immediately confirmed when he recognizes the man as someone he saw on the day Jisoo went missing. Kang waits for the gangster to return and tries to initiate a conversation, but the man has no interest in talking. Frustrated, Kang tries to take action, but his attempt ends in failure. At that moment, Kang receives a call from the station and is asked to identify a body that matches Jisoo's description. Relieved, Kang confirms that the deceased is not his wife. Overwhelmed by relief, he overhears details about the body and quickly passes this information to the private detective. The detective then uncovers another clue, a man named Moon Jin-jung, who recently turned himself into the police. Kang arranges a meeting with him and listens to his story, which also involves Kit. Kit had approached Moon with a similar financial proposition when his wife was in a coma. After seeing her on TV, Kit had targeted her as his next victim. In desperation, Moon accepted Kit's offer to sell his ill wife. Before leaving, Moon hands Kang the results of his own investigation. Kang finds a business card in the folder that looks similar to the one he received from Kit when he had rear-ended him. Everything starts to fall into place. Just then, a loud noise breaks the silence. Kang heads to the office address on the card and immediately spots a familiar face. The driver from before is sitting inside. Kang interrogates him aggressively, but the gangster's presence has been noticed by others. Despite this, Kang forces the man back to his hideout to continue the interrogation. The beaten man begins to question Kang's approach, doubting if anyone could speak clearly in such a state. At that moment, Kang's phone rings. On the other end is Kit. Kit orders Kang to kill his own driver. If Kang fails to comply, Kit threatens to kill Jisoo. Next, Kit demands that Kang return his money in exchange for Jisoo's life, and then abruptly hangs up. However, the seasoned ex-gangster manages to deceive the blackmailer. Soon, the thug regains consciousness and divulges the entire operation's details. A network trafficking young Korean women, treating them as mere commodities. The kidnapping and ransom scheme is just one part of their well-oiled machine. The driver mockingly notes that no one ever tried to find their missing daughters or wives, finding this fact amusing. He provides a rough location of Kit's base, but warns that the gang frequently changes locations. The detective proposes infiltrating the police station to steal evidence and details, which he promises to handle. Meanwhile, Jisoo's location is revealed, a place that resembles a cross between a hotel and an abandoned psychiatric hospital. Jisoo and the other girls are in constant danger, forced to sleep on the floor and endure beatings. Kang the detective and Chung-sik manage to sneak into the station and then into the police accounting department. Chung-sik plays the role of a subordinate to the so-called chief prosecutor of Seoul. When questioned, they claim to be there to check the evidence, nearly getting caught when suspicious officers ask for their identification. At that moment, Kang decides to intervene, creating a distraction. The maneuver works perfectly, giving them just enough time to escape the building and leave the station parking lot. The money is now in their hands, but they need to act quickly. Meanwhile, Kit punishes the thug who beat Jisoo, treating his own men like disposable goods. Jisoo lies unconscious. The scene is interrupted by a phone call. On the other end, Kang proposes a meeting to hand over the money, but Kit, not intending to keep his word, orders his men to take the money and kill Kang as soon as he arrives. Back at the station, chaos erupts as police react to the illegal break-in and theft. The detective, suspecting Kang's involvement, calls him. Kang answers briefly, saying he will find his wife and face the consequences later. Meanwhile, Ji-soo, regaining consciousness, attempts an escape with the help of a newfound ally. She climbs out a window just in time, slipping onto a ledge and jumping. She survives the fall and runs toward the forest. By the time the captors realize she's gone, Ji-soo is already out of sight. Kid arrives with his bodyguard and is furious about her escape. Ji-soo reaches a road but is quickly recaptured. As Kit searches for Ji-soo, Kang and his two allies arrive at the place where the women are held. The door is locked, but nothing can stop Kang now. He enters the building and through surveillance cameras finds the room where the girls are kept. He rushes there, taking down guards on his way. Kang reaches the room from where Kit had called him earlier, where the boss's bodyguard is waiting. The fight is longer than usual, but the outcome is still the same. The guard stands no chance against Kang's wrath. Meanwhile, Dong-seok and the detective see the guards trying to move the girls. The element of surprise works in their favor as they liberate the captive women. Kang continues his rampage through the abandoned resort, knocking out every thug he encounters. The last gangster almost brings Kang down, but a sudden, unconventional move and a powerful slap end the fight. When Kang finally reaches the room where Ji-soo was held, he sees a bent window grate, realizing she escaped right in front of his eyes. As he leaves the resort, police have already arrived and arrested the criminals. His partners meet him outside. This time their fake identities worked better than before. In the station, they managed to convince everyone they were from the chief prosecutor's office. While the police bought their story, the duo slips away unnoticed. Kang is driving away when he comes face to face with Kit. There is a crowd of police officers around. A chase ensues, but reversing through the area proves ineffective. Kit and his driver turn around and try to flee, but Kang follows closely. Kit, knowing Kang's weakness, shows Ji-soo's drugged face through the side window. Kang realizes he must act carefully to avoid hurting his wife. He overtakes Kit's car but prevents it from crashing into the barrier, sending himself spinning onto the highway. Kit survives, but his driver is knocked out. The Mafia boss stumbles onto the road and charges at Kang's car with an axe. Kang finally captures him and beats him mercilessly, then throws him out of the vehicle. Kit collapses, but Kang, blinded by rage, doesn't stop until his opponent is unable to speak. Only then does Kang turn to the car where his unconscious wife lies. Ji-soo slowly comes to, crying tears of joy as she embraces Kang. The story concludes with a news broadcast reporting on the shutdown of the gang's human trafficking operation. The second story is about a huge win for Kang and Dong-seok. The Chinese government has returned the entire confiscated shipment of royal crabs. Their ship finally reached its destination. Kang's dream comes true, and he and Ji-soo become wealthy and influential. The couple arrives at an upscale crab restaurant, which Kang now supplies. They live happily ever after. The final scene cuts to the film's production, where it's revealed that the entire movie was shot in less than 3 months. The title of today's movie can be found in the description. Your support means a lot to me, and every comment matters. Thank you. See you in a new recaps.